Hey friend, in this video, I am going to be giving to you the 10 essential elements of creativity. Like it's this top secret treasure hunt. It's really not. But it's a condensed overall view of the 10 essential elements that every single person already has within them, but needs to develop them in order to feel more creative. So if you're one of those types who comes to my workshops or my retreats and says, I'm just not creative, that's a lie. That's not true, and it's something that you need to stop believing immediately, because we are all born with the ability to think differently, to connect the dots, to change our perspective, to be bad at something and then learn to get good at it eventually, resilience and all these things. We have those abilities within us. It's our birthright. It's a part of our brain. But the more creative you are, that is a direct result of the amount that you practice and develop it and nurture it. It's not like this God-given gift that only a select few of the chosen ones get bestowed with this gift of creativity and all these talents. They spend time developing those talents. Yes, some people are maybe a little bit more predisposed naturally to being good at painting or being good at music or being good at writing, or for whatever reason. Maybe it's genetics, maybe it's experience in childhood. But the fact is, we are all creative, and we also creativity isn't something that runs out. So we all have the potential of increasing our creativity. And I personally think my little motto for life is that a life that is as creative as possible is something that is getting the most out of every aspect of your life. So the more creative you are, whether you're just practicing it in a artistic medium like watercolor, it's still going to enhance and help you think differently in every aspect of your life. So I think having a daily creative practice, like an art practice, like coming to this channel and painting along with Jenna, Rainey, is the most important thing for helping you change your perspective, be more adaptive, more curious, more found in the present moment, and all of these really amazing fundamentals of creativity. So this is something that I've been writing about a lot and building into a database, an interactive workbook called the Creativity Playbook. It's under $50. It's really huge and amazing, and it's going to help you unlock your creativity. So if you want to grow your creativity, or you want to feel like you're actually a creative person and you don't know how to unlock your creative superpowers, check this out. But here's a little snippet of one of the small parts that's inside the Creativity Playbook, and that is the 10 essential elements of creativity. So number one is curiosity. This is the first element of creativity. If you're not curious, if you're not looking at things from a different perspective or angle, you're not going to be able to connect the dots, make something your own, and mold it into something uniquely you. And that is the main fundamentals of creativity, is putting your unique spin, your unique voice, your unique flavor of life on something and telling your story. So curiosity is that first fundamental element, essential element to creativity. And it just opens up so many things within that. So if you are an artist and you are using curiosity to help expand an idea for a painting or a color palette, then let's say, then you're going to be more willing to take risks. You're going to be more willing to look at things from a different perspective. So maybe instead of painting a flower in a vase, maybe take the perspective of the flower in the vase and what is the flower looking at. So it helps you look at things from a different angle and come to paintings or ideas that you wouldn't have if you stayed focused and reined in and didn't allow yourself to look at things differently. So curiosity is one of those essential elements of creativity. We practice that in form of worksheets and prompts and other exercises inside the Creativity Playbook. So again, if you feel like you could get better in this department or any of these 10 essential elements departments, I have exercises, activation exercises, and strategies and sample calendars for each one of these to help expand it in the Creativity Playbook. So the next essential element to creativity is open-mindedness. So some of these might seem similar, but they all do interact together because it's addressing the main overarching theme, which is creativity. So open-mindedness, you need to be willing to be wrong about something, or be loose and open-handed about what your theories or ideas are about something. I'm a painter, I'm also a musician, so I used to be so rigid about hating country music. I'm so sorry to any of the country music fans out there. I've changed my ways. I've become more open-minded. in my ways. There's still a lot of country that I absolutely despise, but I have become more open or open-minded in the realm of music and found a lot of influence from amazing country artists. For example, Zach Bryan, I know everybody says, but there's this Instagrammer that you guys should check out. Her name is Zandy Hollop or something. We'll link to her Instagram. She's still pretty small time and her songwriting is genius. And she's a country artist I can get down with. And I'm finding a lot of influence in songwriting and how to tell a story and the rawness of someone's voice from her. So keep an open mind, even if you say you hate something or you don't like a certain color or whatever, just be open-minded. It could lead you down a path that you wouldn't have gone down if you kept a closed mind. The third element of creativity is observation. You need to be awake in your life to be fully creative in your life. So if you're not noticing the details of how the light is dappling on the tree or how the shadow is casting on the floor from that flower or the colors that you see in certain lights and times of day on a sunset or on a beach scene, then that is going to be an area that you could work on. You could start to pay attention and be a little bit slower as you're on your daily walk, be a little bit slower as you're taking your kids to school, or be a little bit slower when you're taking a break outside, and start to notice or look at something for 5 minutes even, and just start to look at it and with an investigative eye instead of just glancing at your phone. Put your phone down and observe the world around you, because it's going to teach you a lot and it's going to help to really enhance your creativity. The fourth element, essential element of creativity, is connecting the dots. So creativity in essence is that. It's literally pulling inspiration from over here, an idea from over here, a story from over there, and combining it, molding it, and shaping it into your unique result, whatever that is. If it's a piece of pottery, a painting, or a story. So you need to be able to bring in all of your different experiences or interests. It's not all of them, but a few of them, to make it, to put your own spin onto it. So for example, if I were a songwriter, which I have spent many of my life, I'm not a famous songwriter by any means, obviously, but I do play piano and I do sing, and that is my first love. And so let me just give you an example in the music scene and then also in the painting scene. So if I'm a songwriter, for example, one songwriter that I'll highlight that I think is doing an excellent job of this current day is Sabrina Carpenter. Her current music, like Please, 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 I know it's mega popular, blah, 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 and Espresso, hugely popular, just released this past April, I think. And everyone's listening to that song, I feel like. So think about the lyrics. They're pretty simple, basic lyrics. I'm not a pop girly really, but let's just break it down into style. She's got this vibe that is so heavily coded with retro. It's unbelievable. From the sound to the way she's enunciating certain words in the lyrics and singing certain parts versus talking certain parts. There's the ringing sounds in the background, and all of these different elements are combined from different styles of music from the 1950s and 60s to how she sings and adding her own flair and maybe a little bit of dryness from Billie Eilish. There's so many different things that are incorporated, connecting the dots together to make one unique sounding sound or song. And that is I was specifically talking about her song Espresso, but Please, Please, Please is also similar. And she also does this with her artist identity on her Instagram or in her music videos. She leans into that combined effort of connecting the dots to give that essence of what her artist identity is online. So if you're someone online, if you have a social media presence and you're an artist, you're trying to incorporate more personal, more lifestyle stuff, think about your artist identity as well and how you could put your own spin and creativity on your presence online as well. And then for connecting the dots for like painting styles, for example, I love vintage textiles like Vera silk scarves from the 1970s. But I love using my own unique color palettes and shapes and subjects that I'm painting. So I love combining textile inspiration and photography and color palettes that I see from Max Wanger's photography, and combine it with patterns that I see from vintage textiles for my own unique painting idea for a fabric or whatever. So connecting the dots, a huge essential element to creativity. Again, something that I break down and give you exercises for enhancing inside of the Creativity Playbook. The sixth essential element for creativity is experimentation. You cannot come to new paths, new detours, new ideas without trying things. You can't come to those new paths without being able to take risks. So having a creative practice where you're taking small little risks and then building upon them each day or each week or whatever is going to help you become a better risk taker. This isn't just applicable for your creative practice like art or painting or drawing or whatever. It's applicable for every area of your life. So it's going to help you become more comfortable with taking risks in the workplace, in relationships, and speaking up for yourself, all the things. It might seem like a stretch, but it really is boosting confidence, and that's why we have creativity, is so that we can apply it in every area of our life. So experimentation. Seventh essential element of creativity is persistence. Or resilience is another term that I like to use. So resilience, persistence, these are really great qualities to be good at for everyday life. This is why me and Miles, my son, are painting, or John, my husband, and him like to paint together and do ceramics and clay stuff together. Why we're trying to get him as active as possible in creativity every single day, because it's helping work those muscles of persistence and resilience, being bad at something, but being okay with being uncomfortable in it, to keep coming back and refining it and getting better and seeing those results. Like, I can be bad at something and then get good at it. Like, that's such a great lesson to be taught. So an essential element of creativity is that persistence, but what's great about all of these essential elements of creativity is that the more you practice creativity, the more you enhance these essential elements, and vice versa. The eighth essential element of creativity is flexibility, letting things go, being, oh, that didn't work out how I thought, but that's okay. We can work with it. We can play with it, see what happens. Or, yeah, that didn't work. We're gonna try it again. Or you stay flexible, stay loose, stay like your Princeton Heritage brushes, really flexible and snappy, bend and snap. Like, you get right back up. Not that you can't be down on yourself sometimes because balance. Not like hard on yourself. You know what I'm trying to say. But we need to stay flexible. Creativity does not work in rigid mentality. It just doesn't work. We need flexibility in order for it to breathe, in order for it to spread its wings and fly. 9 is imagination. I love using certain exercises like flow writing prompts and flow writing exercises, mind mapping, brainstorming exercises, all a bunch of stuff that I give you actual prompts for and exercises and worksheets inside the creativity database. But I love using those visual-based exercises that are based in words instead of like paint and color and pencils and like drawing and stuff, to help really enhance your visual center in your brain. So I love incorporating different exercises into my daily practice. That's going to help enhance my imagination, because you need that imagination in order to connect dots. You need it in order to come up with your own unique ideas and to say, what would happen if I did this? And you can kind of visualize it. So imagination. And then finally, the 10th and final essential element to creativity is inspiration. Inspiration breeds momentum in anything that you do, whether it's in art or you need momentum in a job or a project that you're working on. Inspiration is going to give you that forward motion, that motion forward. So if you are feeling stuck in your creativity, or you don't know what to paint and you kind of feel just bored, then the answer is inspiration. So I have tons and tons of inspiration here on this channel, obviously, and I give you a lot of good direction on where I find inspiration for my paintings. But if you want your tried and true formula and sources for your inspiration, please go check out the Creativity Playbook. I know I've been mentioning it a lot in this video, but it truly is so amazing for bringing in the structure and the formula side to creativity and actually helping you unlock it and letting it flourish in a very structured, strategic way. And there's calendars, so you can just copy and paste them and start practicing on a daily basis with prompts and exercises. So you need all 10 of these elements are a part of creativity, and all 10 of these elements are something that you can get better at. So practice your creativity by honing in on one of these specific elements, and I'll help you do that inside the Creativity Playbook, also on many of my other videos on this channel where I'm teaching you different painting tutorials or whatever. Make sure you go check out the Creativity Playbook like I mentioned, and then also the Complete Beginner's Guide to Watercolor ebook. It's free and it's 40 pages and it goes through a whole breakdown of everything you need to know about watercolor and more. So check that out. There's also a 2.5 hour workshop version, video version of it on my channel, this channel. So it's a free video, the Complete Beginner's Guide to Watercolor. So we'll link to all of that here in this video. Make sure you check it out and I'll see you in the next video.